Welcome to another episode of Sorry for My Language. Oh, yeah. Episode 17. Yeah. Welcome to Sorry for My Language. I'm your host, Grindstone. And today, on episode 17, got a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, you see me rocking without the headphones like I know what I'm doing. You know. We learn, don't we? Bit by bit, we learn a little bit. So today what I'm going to do, and because this has kind of been on my mind, first of all, it's two things I want to talk about. The first one, I'm going to go shallow and I'm going to drag you deep. I'm going to go shallow and I'm going to drag you deep. First thing I'm going to talk about has something to do with the NFL. Yeah. I know. It's how I usually feel about it. But couple things I've been mildly passionate about. I don't know, like, what's the term for mildly passionate when you're not really in it, but the chatter in your head is too loud to say that you're not in it, that you're not invested. Anyway, I do have a little bit of emotional investment in something that has no black ownership, no black majority ownership. Shame on me, but I'm American. So anyway, here I am. You know what? I'm going to do this so I can hear what I'm saying for real. Now, I've been enhanced. You know when you be in the movie theater and it's like the ching-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling sound by THX? I guess that's what they used to call it. But anyway, I've been musically enhanced. My audio is on point now, baby. I ain't gonna front. I missed a couple episodes or missed a couple little things because I've been getting my technological side together. And it's gonna be stepped up. It's stepping up. Anyway, today I'm gonna talk about a couple things involving the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, Steeler fans, it's rough, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's some bullshit. And I don't know. I really don't know how it got here, but I'm gonna walk you through my casual observation, which might fuck around and be expert-ish, but I'm gonna walk you through it. The other thing I'm gonna talk about today, I'm gonna talk about how do you feel? Because I want to know, and that's why I got certain things going on. How do you feel about lab diamonds versus real diamonds from the earth? We gonna get to that, but right now I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are the lab diamonds of the NFL. This is for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans and foes. Now, first of all, the reason why me, somebody who's from
Oakland, California, that's where I'm from.
The reason why I'm interested in the Pittsburgh Steelers at all, being from Oakland and now living in D.C., shout out to that young boy, what's his name? I was about to say Jalen Hurts. The Commanders' homie. Shit, you got to win something before I remember your name. But anyway, number 5. That boy is raw. So shout out to him while I'm talking NFL. But I'm getting to it about why I fuck with the Steelers. So when I was growing up, you had the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the Raiders. It was really like nobody else to root for. Nobody else was winning anything. And you had to be like from Miami to like the Dolphins damn near. Don Shula was racist. BTW. So my great-grandfather would not have any type of dealings with any type of Dolphins love. So it was Steelers for me. Steelers on mine. Had the best uniforms, and them motherfuckers was kicking ass. And you had a linebacker, Jack Lambert, with no teeth in the front, dogging people. Then you have Mean Joe Green. Every kid wanted to be Mean Joe Green. right? So, I mean, fuck it. Steelers it is. So, anyway, taking it from back then. Now, I did my first elementary school book report on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And part of the book report, it was you had to write a letter. I cannot remember what grade this was. I'm gonna say it was fourth. It might have been fourth and sixth, but I kind of think it was fourth grade. But you had to do a book report on something, or a report. It wasn't even a book report. You had to do a report on something. Now I'm fucked up. It could be a book report, but I can't remember. But anyway, we had to do a bibliography, and then we had to write the person, if I'm getting this right, that the book, who wrote the book, or part of somebody who had something to do with the book, maybe the publishing house, and get them to send more information. So the book that I read, it was a book, it was like 108 pages or something like that. It was the first 100-page book I read. It was about the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I had to go to the library and go into the Dewey Decimal System, that big card index thing, and find where the Steelers, I had to find all the information. Eventually I had to find where to write them, where their headquarters were. So I wrote the Steelers a letter. And I said, I'm doing a report on the Steelers, and I like y'all. I would like for you to send me information to support my report. Something similar to that, right? They wrote me back a personalized letter with my name on it, and they sent me like a bunch of stuff. They sent me like a pennant to put on my wall. They sent me, it was a couple things that I held on to for a long time. Shout out to y'all. That's how you treat a fan. That's how you treat a young fan. That's how you keep a fan. That was dope. And so I don't know. I just really fuck with the Steeler way. Like that was like the first thing that has introduced me to the way that they do things. And I liked it. I was like, okay. I stuck with them. I felt like they knew me. I felt seen. I didn't mean that. I felt seen, right? So here I am, a kid liking the Pittsburgh Steelers in an Oakland Raider town with a family who's from Texas, so they like the Cowboys, right? And so I was the odd man out in that, not even knowing that everybody else in the world, not knowing how well the Steelers traveled, not knowing that even though they were champs, I didn't know nothing. Anyway, long story short, I followed them in earnest detail, and even though years ago, was it really after I saw that movie Concussion? I can't remember if that was 2016 or 2017. I cut the NFL off. I was like, I can't fuck with y'all. It could have been 2015. I can't remember. But whenever that movie came out, that was the nail in the coffin that I really couldn't fuck with the NFL. And I knew it was an unhealthy addiction that I had to the sport, because I would be too emotionally up and I would be too emotionally down based on some shit that had nothing to do with my motion. I'm just in. I'm just in it to win it or in it to lose it. It's up to these fools how they play. It's kind of a terrible life. I mean, the life of a sports fanatic who doesn't have anything to do with whether the team wins or loses, it's an addiction. And you don't even get paid from it. So it's kind of ridiculous, like why one would be all wrapped up in it. It's cool if that's your thing, but I realized that wasn't my thing. And another thing that backed me off of it is when I realized that there was no black ownership. That really sucked to me. Anyway, I've been following, okay? I ain't been watching all the games, but I've been following the discourse. And occasionally, I've caught a couple Steeler games, right? The Steelers have a problem of antiquity. Their whole problem in watching the Steelers is they have something that worked like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Even part of the 2000s, that shit worked. That shit don't work no more. They try to run the ball too much without an elite runner, without an elite offensive line. Now, Steeler football, we stop the run. We can run the ball. We can dominate. Yeah, that's when y'all drafted the right people and people didn't team hop. Free agency wasn't a thing like that. It was just like you get drafted to this team. I saw something in you in college. I saw it. I drafted you. You're on the team for life. Like that's how teams used to be built. So then you could draft a certain way and mature a certain team together. With free agency, it's not fucking like that. Okay? Okay, front office? Do I need to write another letter? Huh? I'm not as frustrated as I once was. Honestly, now I truly don't give a fuck. But I see from the outside of not being emotional about it, I see what the Steelers need. So this is very simply what the Steelers need. You got Alex Highsmith and you got TJ Watt. These dudes crash the edges. And then when TJ Watt's not in the game, you got Nick Herbig. And then you got homeboy who you just got from Green Bay, right? So you got your outside really taken care of. In the middle, you got the fast boy, number 41. Can't remember his name. He's gonna be the future. Shit, I don't remember his name, but he's raw. I like to watch him play. He was the man in college. He's the shit. The linebacker, number 40, Peyton Wilson, I think that's his name. And then you got Patrick Queen, who's awfully iffy on this Steeler team. He ain't really earning that dollar that he getting paid. I'm just saying. But anyway, he could. But here's the problem with the Steelers. It's the D line. Little secret, NFLers. If you have agile linebacker play, what you need big, fat ass, dominating linemen. Like Ray Lewis was that guy for Baltimore. But he had a point in his career where he was like getting neutralized a little bit. Teams were figuring shit out. When he had Sam Adams and Mike McCrary, dominant. Then you fool around, they got Haloti Nada, dominant. So you need linemen who could take up space and do something. They could cause pressure without blitzing. Then that allows the linebackers to do their thing. When you don't have to worry about that pressure. Now Cam Hayward he's good, right? But when it comes to what is this? When it comes to a certain amount of greatness, Cam Hayward is not the guy who the offensive coordinator has to draw a circle around and worry about if he's going to sack the quarterback. He'll provide a push, but you don't have to double him like that. And he's not going to Aaron Donald you. He's not going to Mean Joe Green you, right? When it could be one-on-one with the lineman, the linebackers suffer. You need a lineman who's breaking the window. Okay? So that's to me, that'll change how Derrick Henry could get off on y'all twice a year. That'll change how Joe Burrow has all day in the pocket on y'all. That changes how Lamar Jackson can just dance and play around. That right there is 4 games. That changes that. Not to mention the other games where the tape is out there. The teams could watch it. They could see who's doing what. And they can see how to beat you. Because y'all don't have a dominant force on that D line. So the very first thing is the Steelers only need 4 things. And then I'm going to get off this topic. But the first one that they need a Jalen Carter like Aaron Donald. And I know this is like shooting for the moon, but they need a defensive lineman who's in the middle of that line who is a major factor. That enhances everybody else's play. That puts pressure on the quarterback. The throws are more errant. The interceptions are more frequent. That makes the run game a problem because now you got 2 dudes got to crash on one, and you got these all-world linebackers able to really be who they are instead of get pushed around by the defensive lineman in front of them who got pushed around by the offensive lineman. Okay, so you need somebody who's a major factor, and whoever that is, get him now while he's young because then he can learn from Cam Hayward and Larry Ogunjobi. Oh, you see, I'm in the creases of the game. But I'm not doing this to validate myself as a fan. I'm just telling you what I see. This is for all the Steeler massive. Everybody else, we're going to get to the other shit in a second, but I got to get this off my chest. You need a quarterback who can do some shit with the ball. You need a playmaker. You need a baller. You need somebody where if you have 11 guys who you're going to pick, you'd be like, I want him on my team. I got him. You need a I got him guy. You don't have a I got him guy. Justin Fields might be. He was in college, but this ain't college. So you need Justin Fields to compete with somebody who is the I got him guy. Russell Wilson, he's the take him on out to pasture. Maybe he could be like an analyst or something. He could be an analyst. Russell Wilson should be an analyst. He's no longer a difference maker in the NFL, and you're not going to win with him. You might win 70% of the games based on, I don't even know what the fuck it's based on. You might win 50% of the games because everybody got his little quirks figured out now. He's not very good. I don't know how he lasted that long without being able to read defenses like that, but he did have Marshawn Lynch, and he did have a Legion of Boom when he was in Seattle. Whole lot of cover-up makeup. Now, don't get it fucked up. He was an agile quarterback, but he was never the type that was just going to chop you down. Bow, 8 yards here, 15 yards there, 4 yards there, 18 yards there, 54 yards there, 8 yards here. Like, he was never going to march you down the field like that. You know, it's boom or bust with him, and that gets real easy to defend with a little bit of pressure. He can't really run like that no more. I'm talking sports like this shit matters. It's not black owned. Anyway, I still got to get this off. A playmaker quarterback, dominant lineman in the middle. You need a wide receiver who's I picked that person on my team. I got him. George Pickens is one of them. Freakish talent. And I think he's impatient with the banana slug speed of the Steelers' offensive processing. The Steelers, it's like cars came out and they're in a horse and buggy with this offense shit. It doesn't make any sense. There should be an investigation if somebody's betting. I don't know. Is there somebody internally on the Steelers organizations who's betting against them? Is there somebody betting on football? Is somebody betting on football in Pittsburgh? Because the way they run this offense, it looks like it. They got the under every week. It looks like it. IJS. I don't know, but they might be gambling. I don't know, man. I've seen worse. I've seen more surprising things. So you need a wide receiver. That wide receiver doing something will take the defense it'll make the defense honest. The other team's defense honest. Right now, they could just play, man, we're going to box out George Pickens, do whatever we can so he can't be an acrobatic maniac. And then we're going to put pressure on the quarterback, and it's going to be 3 and out. If they don't change this summer or this offseason, this is going to be something that continues. The Steelers are going to be like 2-15 next year if they don't change this. A big dude in the middle on defense, a playmaking quarterback, a real deal ass wide receiver. And the fourth thing they need, now you're going to keep Mike Tomlin. We keeping Mike. Mike is cash. But what we not going to do is keep this goofy ass offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. Now, Mike Tyson, you know how people say Nas can't pick beats? Mike Tomlin, take that back. Mike Tomlin cannot pick offensive coordinators. It's a crazy lack of talent that he has in that department. It is baffling. Like, you would think that somebody who's that tight on the X's and O's of football would be able to look at a offensive coordinating leader, one who coordinates, because he's such a good coordinator that he'd be able to be like, that person can execute the perfect plan to do the thing, and I trust them. He can't pick him. He can't pick him. And so I just don't want to see that black man lose his job. And the Steelers have been so patient. Shout out to the Rooney family. They've been very patient. Mike, Tomlin, work with them. They're taking a lot of heat by letting you stay with these weak-ass offensive coordinators. You need Air Coryell or something. Remember him? Anyway, until they make drastic changes, it's going to be drastic losses taken. And I fuck with the Rooneys. When it comes to the Rooneys are the people, for those of y'all who don't know, the Rooney family owns the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they came up with the Rooney Rule, which is a rule in which black people were supposed to get a certain amount of interviews as coaches because of the disparity in black coaching in the NFL. And there's some white people who play it fair, okay? Even though there's no black majority ownership in the NFL. I mean, they show Magic Johnson showing all this 32 teeth when the Redskins win some shit, or the Commanders. But he's a 4% owner. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's all these black people running, getting operations, surgeries, hitting, concussed, all that shit. Their faces on the ticket to the game, selling the game, losing it for the game. Why in the fuck can't somebody own something? Anyway, that's why I withdrew my cards off the table. It was that and the way that they suppressed the concussion discussion, because the whole nature of the concussions fucking you up and leading you to dementia and Alzheimer's and all that, that was discovered by a black doctor in Pittsburgh when like all these all-star Pittsburgh Steelers started committing suicide and dying randomly. And I just think the nature of the game, even though it's a gladiators game and it's very entertaining, man, that shit is fucked up. That shit is really fucked up. And then the NFL decided, we ain't compensating y'all with the insurance. We ain't going to do the thing. Now, they start to pay out a little more, but their market share in the world is more now. When the players going to get the lion's share? When is it going to be fair? I guess it's not fair, right? It was once said that a fair is a place where you judge pies and pigs. So it ain't going to be fair. But anyway, if you were looking for the fix-it trick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's the dosage, okay? That's the prescription. So everything else that everybody else says, it don't matter. You're going to see that that's the prescription to making the Steelers something to fear or to like or to love or to get caught up in. Until then, your Sundays are free, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. It don't fucking matter what these guys do on the field. They're not going to win until they make those changes. And so it's kind of like fool's gold in a way, right? Which brings me to my next subject. Do you feel lab-grown diamonds are better or worse or the same? They stand the same test to clout or beauty as diamonds that come from the ground. What do you think? That's how I feel about lab diamonds. But I think that lab diamonds have a value to the planet by at least not being what real earth diamonds, I'm going to say real diamonds versus lab diamonds. Lab diamonds bring value by not killing people. But whenever there has to be an explanation behind the diamond, it's a real diamond, but then that shit ain't that. Now, let's intro this topic from from where it's supposed to be started from. So I was thinking about how fake every fucking thing is. Everything, just people's body parts, people's attitudes, food, um, shit. Damn near everything is artificial. And I'm not gonna say fake, I'm gonna say artificial so you feel it. I think the word fake has been overused and people ain't really tripping off that, but it's artificial. So then when I'm talking about diamonds, a gemstone, um, I believe the lab grown diamonds are artificial. They're grown in a certain way, they're harvested in a certain way to create something that it took, I'm going to give it millions of years for something in the earth to create. However, the process of getting that out of the earth is very harmful and has caused a whole lot of bullshit. Now, diamonds sparkle. Diamonds are brilliant to the eye. And there's something about the relationship to a brilliance to the eye that makes people infatuated, fall in love, go fucking crazy. Now, I'm gonna take you through the history of diamonds. But first, I'm gonna drink some water. Hey, water's better than diamonds. Now, let me tell you, water's actually more valuable than diamonds. Let's get to that. Diamonds have diamonds are not a commodity, but they're a way to move value around. Diamonds have had their value dictated by a company. Now, when you come to precious metals, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, copper, nickel, different things of that nature, those metals have uses. You can use them to do things other than wear them. And then when you wear them, they bring a certain frequency to your aura, to your magnetic field. Diamonds don't have none of that. So diamonds, when you take it all the way back, from beneath the surface of the earth, beneath the layer of molten rock, probably like, I don't know, let's give it, we'll never know, but let's say a million years, let's say hundreds of millions of years, you have these things in the earth that are formed called kimberlites. And these kimberlites are formed under the ground into these cone shaped things that push up from under the ground. And then eventually it takes hella years, but the protective cone around these kimberlite structures, it eventually erodes away. And it starts from carbon and all the pressure and all the heat form these kimberlites. They push up from the earth's surface and then they erode away into the soil. And when they erode away, it's like a egg cracking in the yolk is the diamonds. And the diamonds are these translucent stones that end up in the soil and I don't know, down to thousands of feet beneath the surface, but accessible if you have the right equipment. And sometimes you don't even need equipment. So I'm gonna say it was in last century, in the 1900s. I'm hell off with that. Fuck am I saying? 1900s. A company from South Africa called De Beers. Now peep this. They knew where the diamonds were in South Africa. Now, in South Africa and in the Congo and in Namibia and in Botswana, you have incredible diamond deposits, even in up in West Africa and Sierra Leone, incredible diamond deposits. They found these areas, the De Beers company, the family, the people, and the Oppenheimers, right? I know you heard that name Oppenheimer before. Now we're talking about the colonizers of Africa, right? Some of the ones who have colonized our minds to make us think that this little shit means something. Okay, so the Oppenheimers and the De Beers family worked together in order to make this ground around these diamond mines theirs exclusively. This is our shit. Don't come over here and fuck with this ground, because under this ground is something that we gonna make you pay for. Now, the interesting thing about this is how hard they went for it. Now, as a trip, we be fighting for all types of shit. These motherfuckers have underground tunnels that go throughout the earth underground from diamond mine to diamond mine to diamond mine. Some old shit like ants and worms, human shit, full living underground tunnels that go for miles, that stretch from country to country, transporting fucking diamonds, finding diamonds. They got a couple diamond mines up in Russia, something slight up in Canada, but Africa is really the hub of it all. So the De Beers family, I'm saying family, fuck, they had to be a family, but the group, they decided that, okay, we're going to run these, and no matter who you ask about diamonds, first of all, they can't tell you why they like them. They can tell you why they like them, but they can't tell you the value of it. It's just a thing. Now, a lot of y'all are out here fucking with imperfect diamonds, and you think you might have a VVS1 or a VVS2 or even a flawless diamond, a colorless diamond, and you don't. There's several things that can be done to a diamond before it reaches you, and without an expert gemologist, you'll never know. You'll never know. You will pay for some shit and you'll love it to death. But the game starts in Antwerp. That's in in Belgium. Now, for those of y'all who don't know the history of Belgium, oh my God, Belgium has tortured the Congo. The Congo is in Africa. Shout out to Africa. And Antwerp is a place, Belgium, where about 80% of the diamonds go to get assessed and get value put on them. And so the diamond trade goes from Africa, all the way from South Africa, West Africa. It's a big part of certain countries' economy, and it goes through Antwerp, in which they give these stones value. Now, I'm just walking you through what happens with a diamond that comes from the earth. Okay. They're very delicate actually when they first come out. So you could drop them, you could crack it, that'll fuck up the value. But then they have this other shit that reflects, this glass type shit that refracts light in a way where if you infuse it into the diamond, the average person with a jeweler's loop, they'll never know. Right? It's all a big ass fucking shell game. It's a size. But these are the real diamonds. Then you have this big trade in India where they cut the diamonds and, 58 facets so it glows from the sides of it and from the heart of it, and then your lady falls in love. So De Beers came up with the idea of diamonds are forever. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Diamonds are romantic. They came up with this whole fucking marketing campaign. And of course, the opulent white population rocked that shit, which makes niggas want it. That's why your woman needs a freaking what she need, an engagement ring, and that shit need to be busting off and shining all over the ceiling when there's some light around. That's why we need these things, because we trying to be like, we went for the European marketing on the whole, and there's so much money behind that they can control media the way they want to tell you that shit is something, and that shit is really just pimped out by a family who found some shit in the ground that was like, ooh, this shit is a shit. Now, through Sierra Leone, shit got a little rough. Now, wait, fuck shit getting a little rough in Sierra Leone. In the Congo, shit got rough. Motherfuckers dying and all types of shit, all types of wars and stuff over this land to get the diamonds, because Antwerp, Belgium had put some value on this shit, and the people were thinking like, one day I could find a big stone, I can make a deal with the dude in Belgium, and then my family could be free. That's fucked up. They created this whole bullshit. Then in New York, you got the Diamond District, and then the diamonds go from there to flood the US. But the whole thing about these diamonds, they're in America, we're just the consumers. We don't have no fucking diamond mines. It's just consumerism in the United States. So really, whenever you see a motherfucker flossing their shit, they a customer. Iced out Big Daddy over there, he a customer. He ain't the dealer, he a customer. And that's the wild thing about how diamonds have infused themselves in every luxurious aspect of culture. We all went for the sales pitch. We all went for that shit. So now it's a new day. You have lab diamonds. Now, lab grown diamond, it's a diamond with air quotes, right? The lab grown diamond, it comes from a seed of carbon, just a little speck of carbon, and then high pressure and high heat is put on it, and it could be grown in probably like 10 weeks. Come out with a fucking diamond. Test tube baby diamond. Silicone titty diamond. And fuck it, it comes out like a diamond, right? It has the same brilliance. And that's all we're sprung on is the brilliance because, once again, remember, diamonds have no usage outside of being a shiny thing. So you got this lab grown thing. You put some emotions behind it. I'll give you an example. Sauce Walker. He got a grill. He said he got $1 million grill. Mouth shiny is whatever in the fuck. Mouth shining. You got Jamar Chase, the receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. Mouth shining. Mouth shining. Both of them, you got to put on sunglasses to see what the hell is going on. Jamar Chase's grill costs $50,000. Mouth shining. Sauce Walker said his grill costs $1 million. Hold on now. Y'all got the same amount of teeth. Both of y'all stopping traffic with your smile, and one dude's cost $50,000 and the other dude's cost $1 million? Is I'm getting this right? Check me if I'm wrong. Cosign and say I'm lying. But somebody got lab diamonds. Or somebody got. But those types of discrepancies in pricing with diamonds is so common because there's also a laser process that could be done with the real diamond to affect the color. So you could have a stone that was found with color in it. And I don't mean no pretty ass color. I mean like a color that would be considered a downgrade. And you put the laser on that shit, and then that motherfucker will appear to be colorless. And you could put the size on it. You could upgrade the class of the diamond. That shit could be I class, and then you could change it to motherfucking VVS. So there's a lot of tricks with that shit. And people, to break themselves to glitter a little bit or a lot bit, let's not tell you, shit be shining, right? But what the fuck are you doing? We all went for the pitch. Hook, line, and sinker. Customers to a hustler, right? A lot of y'all are wearing lab diamonds. And the only way you would know is if a expert gemologist put that shit under an ultraviolet light. They have to know what they're doing, and they got to have the proper equipment. And they could tell you what you really got. So, man, all that shit ain't what it said to be. But at the end of this, if the shit shines like it's supposed to shine, is it doing what you need it to do? If the diamond came from carbon, is it doing what you need it to do? Or did you need it to come from the kimberlites of the ground and have hundreds of millions of years of earthly molten rock pressure on it, and then have Africans dig it out being extorted by Europeans. Is that the kind of diamonds that you need? Is that kind of diamonds I need to keep it real? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm fucking caught up. I was born too early. I don't know how I really feel about the idea of diamonds, real diamonds from the earth, or air quote lab diamonds. I don't know. Like, the shit is confusing. Now, one thing I don't stand by is some motherfucking moissanite. We ain't gonna be wearing no moissanite calling that shit diamonds. That's not what's popping. Ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Because this whole fake jewelry shit is in the way, right? Somebody wearing a fake, I mean, not unless you just say I'm wearing fake shit. I mean, artificial shit, right? Not unless you just say it's artificial. What you even doing? Are you saying I don't have enough discretion to be able to find something that will accentuate my brilliance that's not trying to be like something else? Like, what we doing? Imitation ass nigga. What's the next thing you'll get? A fake Benz? Like, what you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you chasing? Why is it so important to appear like something's happening that's not happening? Hey, lie to me all day. It's cool. But why you lying to yourself? Why are you doing that? What you do that for? So I'll be having a problem with the tricks, the fake watch, the artificial, all that shit, the artificial bag. I mean, how do you feel if your bag? Because I done seen this Walmart Birkin thing happen too. If you got to go to Walmart to get a bag that looks like a Birkin bag, just admit it to your motherfucking self. You're not ready for a Birkin bag. Where's your taste? Go to a fucking vintage thrift outlet and get you some fly shit with your fly ass. Why you trying to look like them over there? What does their look say to you that your look doesn't say to you? What you doing? I just want to know. You know, it would be good for me to know. That's what I'm saying. I just want to know. I'm not saying that I know and I'm hating on you. I got a theory. I be having theories, but I really want to know.
What is it really? What is it really? Tell me what's it really all? What's it really all about? What is it really? Are we doing this for real?
Are we doing this for real? Like, what is it really? Like, why you want to look like everybody else? And you're not rocking, you didn't do the things that it took to get what everybody else had. Even if somebody else had it given to them, you didn't have it given to you. Even if somebody else stole it, you didn't steal it. Even if somebody else had a hookup, you didn't have a hookup. So why are you trying to look like them, but you're not them? You're faking bacon. But why? Because I like it. You're a fraud. You're artificial. Which is cool with me. As long as you know that I know that you're artificial. And then if you say, I don't give a fuck what you think. When I say me, I'm talking for me. But I'm also your audience. You wore that shit to break my neck. You wore that shit so I can say, oh shit. That's why you're wearing that shit. You're wearing that shit for the strangers. And you're wearing that shit for the friends who don't know you fake. You're artificial. So let's not be fraudulent, you know? And I understand that in this world, the counterfeit business is the second most lucrative business of all businesses. The counterfeit industry is, that shit might sell more than gasoline. Shit's off the damn chain what counterfeits do. I mean, people got the counterfeit Apple products, the counterfeit, I'm sure some counterfeit Coca-Cola. It's counterfeit everything. People smoking K2 weed. It's counterfeit everything. And so that means there's that many frauds out there who just ain't willing to go for something real, go for the craft. You get so much more out of it. Fuck Sheen or Shein or whatever. Like, like, why not just have a little more taste? Grab you some shit that's going to last you. Grab you some shit where people really put they good umph on it. They put their thing on it, their mojo on it. And then you have you something that actually has a spirit and a soul to it as well. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? Why be fraudulent? Anyway, I'm not saying lab diamonds are fraudulent, but I'm not saying they're not fraudulent. I'm saying those labs wouldn't exist if people weren't fraudulent. If people didn't go for the gimme that motherfucking the doofy shit that's the promise of a diamond that was made up by a South African torturous family who does business with Belgium. I'll give you another thing about Belgium. Look up Antwerp while you're at it. Antwerp. Just put that in your Googles. Put that in your Googles. In your Google device machine. In Belgium, one of their, and this is in Antwerp too. Antwerp is fucking evil as fuck. Okay? They have chocolate hands. It's like a thing. Like here we have chocolate Easter bunnies and shit. They have little chocolate hands. It's a gift that you could buy. It's a snack. It's a thing. These chocolate hands represent the hands of black people who got their shit cut off when they were mining the rubber trees and getting rubber from rubber trees in the Congo. Now, mind you, Belgium dogs the Congo is just like Belgium shits on the Congo in Africa and just dominates it, and it causes all types of corruption. They enslave it, they colonize it, all that. So the Congo has rubber trees. A lot of the rubber in the world was getting exported from the Congo. So way back in the day, there was a king named King Leopold. Shout out to Berkeley, California, Oakland, California, Leopold's Records. He had a fucked up name, but you left a classic footprint. Under the rule of King Leopold, these black people's hands were cut off. And if they didn't do enough in a day, like if there wasn't enough rubber production, cut off a hand, which would make the next motherfucker see that and be like, damn, I'm using both my hands today. Look at me, I'm doing a great job, right? And they would just torture us for years. And now they made snacks out of these little chocolate hands. It's cute now, right? That's what Belgium is about. That's what Antwerp is about. That's who makes the decisions on how much you pay for your fucking ice. And by the way, it's only referred to as ice if it's a diamond with no flaws. So you VVS2 motherfuckers, you VVS1 motherfuckers, you VS1 motherfuckers. Nah, that shit ain't ice. Only flawless is called ice in the real world. Glacé. I might pronounce that wrong, but yeah. You call ice if you want to, fuck it, but don't be fraudulent. But anyway, all this stuff that we seem to praise, all this stuff that has been praised through our culture, all this stuff has been sold to us, it's not the real deal. It's us taking part in our own mental colonization. We're worshiping something that does not have any regard for the African people, first of all. Now, the African people aren't the only people that have been colonized. Okay, a number has been done in Russia as well. But fuck that shit. We have to look at Namibia, Botswana, the Congo, South Africa, Sierra Leone, and a couple more African countries, and just the damage that has been done so we could wear this valueless thing that only just dances around the eye. Now, the lab diamond hurts nobody. No babies were hurt in the creation of the lab diamond. But the lab diamond markets the real diamond. You want bling, right? Come on. That good, beautiful skin ain't blinging enough. It's not enough. You're not beautiful enough. You don't believe in yourself enough. You got to blind me with some fucking glass stone shit. You don't even know what you're wearing for real, because some of y'all wearing moissanite. Some of y'all diamonds have been filled with refracting glass. You don't know it though. Your jeweler would never tell you. The motherfucker who sold it to your jeweler would never tell them. Did your gemologist put a UV light on your shit to know what you're wearing? Now, you know if you're wearing a cubic or not, but, you know. In the world of diamonds, it just gets very interesting. And I think we've gotten consumed with being consumers, customers, bitches, if I must say so myself. But we're going to keep this macking going on forever and ever and just try not to be the joke. Because
Oakland, California, that's where I'm from. Don't stop macking. Don't stop tapping.
Don't be the hoe. They're always trying to pimp you. Don't be the trick. Unless you know you're the trick. Don't be the hoe unless you know you're the hoe. And I think a lot of the times we think that we're getting opulence, we're getting something grand and great, when we're really just going for a sales pitch. You know, they have to have diamond commercials. You don't see no gold commercials though, do you? Nah, because gold got that real value. But you see that Tiffany shit, you see that diamonds are a girl's best friend shit, yeah, you see how that shit gets marketed. You'll never see gold get marketed. You'll never see silver get marketed. You don't. Because it's actually worth something. You got to go get that. The bullshit gets the commercials. The real shit don't need commercials. That's just how it works. But shout outs to the brilliance and the beauty of the diamonds and, you know, whatever it's worth. I just want to know, do you feel, and this is just a conversation that you could go have with your people or with yourself, do you feel that lab diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, measure up in value for whatever the value is worth, sentimental or aesthetic or whatever? Do you think they measure up to real diamonds? If your honey boo boo gave you a lab diamond chain and didn't tell you, and then you went and figure it out, you went and like got it appraised, got it looked, got it scoped out, however, by a real gemologist, and they told you that was lab grown and not the real deal from Mother Nature, would you feel the same? Oh no, that's on you. Would you feel better? Would you feel worse? Because every time you buy these chunks from the ground, they come from the kimberlites, that come from the molten rock. Africans suffered. And the Oppenheimer family and De Beers pulled the damn stunt. So that's what you get when you getting the stones out the ground. So I mean, I don't know. It's all up to how you feel. I just want you to have that conversation with yourself. Just like you should know your food, you should also know, know your favors and your flavors that you're wearing. It'll be healthy. All that costume jewelry, knock it off though, That's the only place where I'm gonna really plant my flag in the ground. Unless you're a woman. Women could wear costume jewelry. Women could wear wigs. Women could do all types of shit, But like if you're a man trying to make a statement and you wearing the Amazon Cuban link, I don't know. You need a letter, a note from your parents with that bullshit. You need something going on because we just won't trust you. You'll lie to us about anything after that. You know what I'm saying? You're presenting fraudulently and you're chasing something that they put out there and they told you it was something and then you want it to be that. And you might really be a good person. But your uniform is fraudulent, so I can't tell. I can't. So in wrapping up, are the Pittsburgh Steelers the real diamonds or the lab diamonds of the NFL? Who knows? Go to grindstoneuniversal.com. grindstoneuniversal.com and find the real deal. For right now, sorry for my language, this is Grindstone. I'm signing off. Peace to Martin Luther King. Peace to my man Aaron Cuffey.